Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm AvidGamer. Now today we're doing World of Warships. This is a free-to-play game, so if you want to try it out, go have a look on your store, Epic or Xbox store. I don't know what they're called, but go look them up, go check it out. And yeah, so it's kind of decent. It's not pay to win as far as I know so far. I've managed to unlock like 5 days worth of premium just from boxes that I've got from playing. I've unlocked a few commanders, things like that. And yeah, it's kind of decent. You know, there's quite a lot to it. You get to upgrade your commanders, you get to upgrade ships, you get to buy parts for your ships. There's two different game modes. There's versus the computer in teams, so you team up with other people and you play against the computer, which is decent for starting out and getting a nice little bit of experience on some of the lower tier ships that you got. Now this is all the ships that I got. Oh no, wait, there's another game mode as well. Nearly forgot there. And that's just team deathmatch, so your standard join up with some buddies and fight some other people online. Now these are the ships that I've unlocked. It doesn't take too long, so like I was saying, you don't have to spend any real money. I've managed to get up to tier 3 on the British and one ship each for I think the Americans and the Japanese. And yeah, once you hit the tier 3, that's when things start becoming a little bit more expensive and you'll start hitting the grind wall, and you start sort of having to save up like a little bit of money and that. But it doesn't take too long, just keep grinding it out, play lots of games, and yeah, you'll get there. Now these are all the challenges. There's plenty of stuff to do, just kind of like your battlefield assignments and things like that, where you just complete a couple of specific things and it'll give you a few rewards, and there's plenty of them. Like I said, or like I said, if I can talk properly, I managed to get like 5 days free worth of premium. I got 400 of them premium coins, and just plenty of stuff, plenty of boosters, plenty of parts, and I've got a couple of commanders out of the box as well. You know, so I'm not feeling like I have to pay to win this game or to be able to take part or anything like that to keep up with people. All the matches that I've took part in, they all seem to be quite balanced. I haven't come across like someone who spent like 100 quid like on a battleship or anything like that. For instance, if I pick a tier 2 ship, the highest I've seen in the same battle is a tier 3, so he's only one level higher, which isn't too much. And there's been tier 1s also in the same battle as well, so you know, it kind of evens up. There's a couple of lower people in, a couple of higher people, but nothing too extreme. So you might be better than a couple of ships, but there might be a couple out there that are just slightly better than you as well. Now the combat's really fun. I like to describe it as sniping on boats, and I don't know if the art of naval warfare has ever been described quite as poetically as I just did, but yeah, sniping on boats basically. You got to lead your shots. You have to be aware of your brains that you're firing at. So when I say lead your shots, it's different between which boats you're using as well, because obviously different boats are different speeds. You might be firing artillery, you might be firing shells, or you might be firing torpedoes. It just depends on the tier boats you got. Now that last clip, this clip here, this is a tier 1 boat. So kind of old-fashioned, like 1900s, end of the 1900s kind of stuff. And yeah, still fun, and allows you to get the basics of combat. And that's something I really recommend doing, is trying out as many of the ships, especially the low ones. So don't worry about, you know, rushing ahead and getting all the parts straight away and all that stuff. Spend a little time doing all the low ships and just sort of work your way up the sort of progression bar, like naturally and things like that. Now as you upgrade to like I think this is a cruiser, this is either a cruiser, a destroyer or a battleship, I can't remember, and you can start shooting at a lot further ranges. Your broadsides are a lot more accurate compared to the lower tier ones. This is still like a middle band ship as well, by the way. Or it's probably even the lower end of like the middle ships. And there's a big difference between one of these and what you start with, so I'm assuming it's going to be the same as I go up, you know. The sort of later battleships and cruisers are going to be like a lot more powerful, a lot better to steer and things like that, you know. So it's nice and simplistic, it's easy to pick up, and it's hard to master, so there's a nice bit of skill involved. And as you work your way up the progression, it's just going to all feel natural if you haven't jumped ahead by buying a ship and things like that, you know. So there's a lot of play time, a lot of play hours in this game if you start from the beginning and don't jump ahead and just sort of like play it natural and stuff like that. Now there's another couple of features that I like in this game. If you get blown up or you get taken out of battle, you can spectate the rest of the map and you can switch between people on your team. You can also trace their shells or their torpedoes that they fire. So it just makes it a little bit more cinematic, which is a nice touch. But the thing that I like the most is you don't have to wait until the end of the battle, so you can leave at the end and you still get all your points, you still get all your progression and things like that. The only thing you have to do though is, for instance, you know, if you're the first ship that dies, you know, like out of like 8 ships, and then you quit, you have to wait for the battle to finish until you can use that ship again. But you can use other ships that you have in other battles whilst you wait for that to happen, so that's kind of cool. So you can just constantly jump into game after game, and that's something that I found myself doing. I found myself just wanting to play one more game quite a lot, and it doesn't even matter what ship I've been using, you know. Once I got into it, I just want to keep playing a match, and yeah, so really enjoying it. If you've got an interest in naval warfare, I definitely recommend it. If you're looking for something a little bit more casual and fun to play to add to your list, then I'd recommend it again. You know, it's really simple to pick up, the controls aren't difficult. There's a couple of things to upgrade and things like that, but it's not difficult. You'll work it all out. It's nice and simply explained to you if you just look at what you're clicking on and just read it and just play around on the menus. So this has been World of Warships. Go check it out in your store. I'm going to leave you here with just a little bit of spectator footage, and yeah. So if you enjoyed today's video, drop me a little thumbs up. If you haven't already, ring that little bell thing, you know, because apparently it's really, really good. Like for me, I don't know if it's good for you, because, you know, you might start getting notifications when you're at work, or I don't know, what if I upload something in the middle of the night? You might get woken up if you get a notification, because people use smartphones, and, you know, that's the dangers of smartphones, you know. Anyway, I've been AvidGamer, and I'll see you soon.